Three, two, one. Welcome everybody to the Florida Hockey Bros podcast. Um, do not listen to that at 1.5 speed. It's gonna sound really fast. Let me do it again. Three, two, one. Welcome everyone to the Florida Hockey Bros podcast. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about things going on around the league. I specifically want to talk about the Lightning a little bit with Vasilevsky's injury, and I want to talk about a little bit about the Stamkos thing. I just remember Stamkos and the contract and the comments he made, and we'll talk about the Lightning and the Leafs a little bit. I don't know if you saw all 16 analysts from NHL.com. I think it was their predictions. All 16s have the Leafs winning the division, and I think a lot of people have them winning the President's Trophy just because they had a Bertuzzi who's going to be out for like 37 games or something.
I got thoughts, man. Yeah.
But yeah, let's get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about the Lightning, man. I think as a Panthers fan, you obviously dislike the team. For me, the series that we had against them 2 years ago on the President's Trophy season, that just killed me. I hated playing them. You want to slay the dragon, but that was tough to watch. But it also helped us, right? It helped the team. It helped Cito see what he needed going forward. But yeah, I think with Vasilevsky getting injured, I think he's their best player, hands down. Kucherov is great. Stamkos is great. But I think Vasilevsky is what makes that team and what actually won them those championships. I think they're going to be in trouble, man, even if it's just 2 months. Last year, they had, I think, 96 points. They finished the season with 96 points. They were 4 points better than the Panthers. 4 to 6 points better than the Panthers. But they always do that. They kind of cruise during the season. I think, it's so hard to make predictions on the season. But I think when it comes to the division, Tampa Bay, the Bruins as well, there's a lot of questions there. Ottawa as well. Islanders might not make it. Are the Islanders on the Metro? Are they in the Atlantic? I don't remember. I don't think they are.
The Islanders? They're not in our division.
No, they're not. No. It's the Canadiens, Ottawa, Sabres.
Red Wings.
And now it's Bruins, Lightning, then the Leafs. But yeah, what do you think about that? I know we watched the preseason game last night, but I don't know. It kind of it gives me the vibe that they're kind of just fading a little bit. Even though on any given night they can beat you in like 10 minutes, but yeah, the talent is still there. I think with Vasilevsky out, they're gonna be in trouble. Have they signed a goalie yet? I don't think they have, right? I hope they're not right.
They're gonna wait for the waiver wire, probably the last round of people being waived or being not making rosters, and then maybe going after one of the best guys available. That's what I suspect they're trying to do.
Yeah,
but they're gonna go with Johansson. I know he's had 2 shutouts in the preseason or whatever, but we've seen Johansson long term. I don't think he's your guy.
No, he's barely a backup, and he's a backup just to give the starting goalie.
His career numbers are terrible.
Yeah, he was awful with the Panthers.
Yeah, that was especially awful. But he's even before that. He's in the 87, 89. That kind of he doesn't crack the 900.
Yeah, I think unless if they get to a really bad start, they might miss the playoffs. Considering if the Bruins do well, which they might still,
yeah,
and if Ottawa comes up, which I think they will over the Sabres, I think we're gonna see 5 teams from the Atlantic, right? The 2 wildcards, I think, are going to be from the Atlantic. That's a hot take right there. But yeah, anything you want to say about?
Just real quick. I know that you mentioned the Stamkos thing, so we could touch on that real quick before we talk about the Leafs. But To me, it just seems like looking at the lack of depth, a lot of people have talked about that. Like they've lost a lot of guys that love some scoring. They used to have great third lines. And then because of the cap, because of they've signed some guys long term. I saw them do that over the last couple of years. Like they were locking up Sergachev and all these people, and it's a lot of money they spent. And now with the Stamkos and the contract, we're seeing that they may not want to keep him, or at least they're trying to keep that contract down. Um, and Stamkos is older, so there's that, but and injury prone. But anyway, like when you look at the roster, they have one line. Like when you think about top lines, like the Point, Hagel, and Kucherov line, it's okay, legit first line. Hagel already proved he can score 30, and then you have Stamkos getting older. Sorelli around that, Nick Paul, who's a good player but more of a complimentary guy. And then you have Connor Sherry that they've added, Tyler Mott, Janot, Isamont, a lot of the same guys. That Watson guy they got now skating around there trying to hit everybody. Who like that's great now, but like in the regular season, that's not going to help you. It's going to get a ton of penalties. I mean, they got a ton of penalties against the Panthers.
Yeah, they're just annoying. They just
Yeah.
it's over
And they're playing a little bit reckless with that. They took a lot of penalties yesterday. They got outshot, dominated, and again preseason, but they seem like they didn't want to be there. And they're blocking a lot of shots. They're like always playing so hard on defense, which is great. But in the regular season, that shit wears you down because they don't have the top end talent. If you don't have a Selesky to stop a bunch of shots and give you those, 1-2-1, 1-0-2-1 wins, or your guys don't have enough lines to score, then you do have to block all those shots, and that's not easy to do for an older team now. And so I don't know, man. It's going to be intriguing. It could go either way. They have the talent and the experience. They could push, maybe have a great year again, and surprise everybody. But I mean, they could miss the playoffs, and so anyway, that's where I'm at. And also, I just hate them. Like they just play this like dirty, physical, like always in your face style. Because it's one thing to forecheck. If they were a forechecking team, that's what Boston is. The Bruins are a forechecking team. Like the Panthers, like that is fine. Like Vegas, even like that's cool. But they just seem to me like they just want to go out there and get into stuff and always hit people. Bogosian like took Cousins by the face and slammed them on the ice yesterday. It's like, dude, it's preseason. Like, why are you trying to do that? And then he ended up getting a penalty and a misconduct. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. They just seem like an unhappy team, and I'm like, you guys have won everything. You've been to the finals.
Oh
like,
yeah.
They
I
all
mentioned that to you.
miserable. Like Hagel was like game they play. He was trying to fight everybody and looked miserable. And I'm
It
like,
just look, yeah,
what's
they look
going on over
miserable.
there, man?
They're always angry. Even they win and they don't smile. It's
It's
weird.
like Cooper's running like this military camp. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it's
The
like they
GM
just
as
look
well. GM
miserable.
is kind of tough.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
they're
the
all
whole
tired of it.
organization.
I think they're
Yeah,
tired. They got the cups and they got and they're like probably like, man, I just want to like get my money and go
yeah, and
home.
I don't think like when I say they're fading, I think it's just for this season. Beyond that, I don't know. They have Kucherov long
They got a lot
term,
of guys locked
Selesky
up
long
though.
term,
Yeah,
Hagel, Sorelli, I think resigned. I think Hedman is the only one.
Hedman and Sergachev also locked for a little while.
So they have their core. Like we're not hating just to hate. Obviously, there are rivals, but I do think this coming season, with Vasilevsky getting injured, I think they will drop a lot of points to start the season. If they don't, then they're in good shape. But yeah, let's transition into the Maple Leafs. I know that we had a very tough series with them last year. I was surprised that we came out of there the way that we did and that we played the way that we did. But yeah, what do you have any predictions for them this coming year? Everybody's high on them. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, analysts are picking them to win the division, if not to go to the cup, to win the cup and go to the finals, if not to win the President's Trophy. Their offense is fluid. They look great on the power play. Statistically, last year they were awesome. They were excellent again on the power play. Very offensive team, but they did lose a lot of key pieces. Masciari, Shen, they lost physicality. I don't think Bertuzzi and Domi are going to do anything. I'm not that high on those players. I don't know why they're so high on them. Bertuzzi is injury prone. He's a great playoff player, but I don't think that takes them over the hump. I think it's a style issue there and a coaching issue that they have. They have a lot of talent, obviously, but yeah, floor is yours.
Man, I'm just trying to like again, just I'm gonna be known by the two people watching this channel like as a Leafs hater, but my main reason is, it's easy for Leafs fans to say everybody hates the Leafs, but the reason is you all always talk about the Leafs like they're the center of the universe. Everybody's a homer, everybody's a fan. It's okay to hate on your rivals. We hate on the Lightning, but we also respect them. I mean, let's be real. We know that we haven't earned it yet. And so you also have to be realistic about those things, right? And part of the hate is the competitiveness and the fact that you can't beat them. Like we are not better than them yet. Like we might be on paper, but we haven't shown that one on one. So that's fun. You're the underdog. The Lees are always like trying to put down everyone else, disrespect everyone else, talk about like everyone who wants to work in Toronto. Everybody, it's the only hockey market, the biggest hockey market. Everybody follows. Like, are people going to go to the Hurricanes and Panthers game in the Eastern Conference Finals? Like you don't need to go out of your way to do that. That's just being a hater and kind of the worst kind of hater when you have all this money and all these talented players you've had for years and you keep getting embarrassed. And last year you got outplayed by Tampa and we're fortunate to get through that series with a bunch of OT goals like we had to put up because we were not the best team in the playoffs. And then you got your face like crushed in by the Panthers, like completely crushed in. And yeah, you got goalied and you had the talent. You've got all the high picks. You have the very flashy generational players, all this stuff. Samsonov was hot, good for you, and then he got real, and the scrappy team that had no experience, that much experience, like just beat you and beat you bad. Our third line beat you in that series. Lundale like made his name in Lustrainen last. And so to me, like the other thing that I hate is that they always like have this persecution complex, but also are incredibly cocky. And also, when you really listen to the conversations around the hockey, whether it's the podcast, the coverage, the fans, they don't know shit. They don't know shit about hockey. All they talk about is the offense, scoring. They don't know how to evaluate their own team. They're like still flabbergasted why they don't win. And I'm like, I can tell you the 5 reasons why you don't win, because you don't ask your superstars to do anything other than score. Like you really don't. And then you hate on the one guy who actually tries to play kind of two ways, which is John Tavares, and you guys want him out of there. Like take him out of the second line center, see how that goes right now. And then Bertuzzi and Domi coming in. Dude, I looked at the game yesterday. Let's break it down. Austin Matthews, the news, I saw it. Like there was an article like, oh, he scored, had a great game. He was -2 at one point in that game. His defense is shit. Like and I know that he's known as a good defender, whatever, he can steal the puck. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, he's a number one center. Your number one center has to be your best.
They tried him on the PK this season, getting scored on like right away. He stinks on the PK, and also like good luck getting all those minutes. Nylander tried a center, now on the wing. Keith doesn't know what he's doing. He just like changes the lines every other night. And you know why he does that? I can tell you why he does that. He needs to motivate guys. Those guys, they don't listen. They're not motivated. They don't care. They're superstars. They're like cuddled over there. So the only way Keith has is like, I'm going to change it up to try to keep you motivated on your toes, is what he needs to do. You look at Max Domi, like Bertuzzi yesterday scored, finally, blah, blah, blah. He was -1. Like he's not a good defender at all. A bunch of hits they put on yesterday, the Maple Leafs did. You know how many hits Domi had, even though he played more than Fraser Minton, more than Reeves, more than Bertuzzi. He actually played more minutes than Bertuzzi yesterday. And all those guys had several hits. You know how many hits Domi had yesterday?
25.
Yeah, those two gods. Zero hits, and that's what you're gonna get from him. He's not a forechecker. He's just a guy who gets penalties and tries to fight people once in a while. But like know how to evaluate the game. Know what you have. You have a good team. Could you win the division? Yeah, because of Arthur Matthews and Marner put up 100 points, and Nylander has a career year trying to get his money. Yeah, you could win. Does that mean anything for the playoffs? No, we know that. But also, you could drop off. Your defense this year is going to stink. It's going to be pretty bad just by the people you have out there, no matter how hard you work on getting them to play a defensive game. Your defense, of course, not great. You have no depth. Better not get any injuries. I hope Klimber's out there when we're playing him. And Reeves and Domi. Domi's going to get a penalty
Reeves is going to average like 7 minutes a game. He's just going to be out there to try to fight somebody.
You have no depth on defense. I mean, Timmins got injured. Now they have nobody there. And Samson had a career year, but he's not proven that he can be a legit starter like at that level of the year. So anyway, I'm just saying, man, like if you're going to talk, if you're going to hate, if you're going to put other people down and be the center of the universe, like know what you're talking about. So right now, just for that, I don't hate. I've always said it. I don't hate the players. Like I do, Matthews, Marner. Like I would want them on my team. I mean, that talent, who wouldn't want that? But you need a coach Maurice or somebody who got Barkov and Kachuk and all these people to play two way and play hard and forecheck. And so they haven't done that yet. And they kept Keefe. And I just think that this could be kind of a carnival year there, especially Bertuzzi gets injured or whatever. And all of a sudden you're losing games. Or, I mean, the preseason, they're like allowing goals left and right. So against like B teams. I mean, Red Wings played their B team yesterday. So anyway, man, it'll be fascinating, but like be a good fan base, man. Don't be a combination of all the wrong things, like not knowing hockey as much as you think you do, putting other people down, being homers, haters, even when other people are beating you. Like show respect, you know, show respect.
Yeah, the disrespect was there during the Panther series. I know technically we're a small market, but when it comes to hockey, but but yeah, I mean this is the history too, right? They were one of the original six, right, or something like that. So they have that. They always talk about that. I hear that all the time, and their history and all this stuff. And I think it's just normal.
But I don't get that as much from Bruins fans or Penguins fans.
Yeah, it's
Everybody's
true.
annoying. We're annoying. Hurricane fans are
Oh
annoying.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
everybody's annoying. Like listen, guys,
Panthers
like
fans but we're dumb as hell. But
we're dumb. We don't know
it's
the
just
game
the
at all.
history is very
Yeah,
recent, so we're
sorry
starting
guys,
to
but
learn the
like
game.
some of the commentary last year around Maurice and the team and the play, like it was so dumb. Like
It was really
we
bad.
we
Yeah.
should be embarrassed. Like we don't know the game as much as other people, but neither do the Maple Leaf fans. Like they don't. Anyway, like it's just frustrating for me to feel like that, and I feel like I respect more other fan bases who actually have won more in the playoffs and compete and play hard and respect. Like the Bruins put it through a grind there. I mean, like we did not win the finals because of that series, even more than the Hurricanes. And so anyway, like it's like earn it first, man. Like we weren't winning anything. We were pissed when we lost to the Lightning in the second round after winning the president. We were so pissed. I mean, Huberto got traded, and we were like, yeah, at least we have Kachuk and we can change the culture.
Yeah, I think that was
You
the sole,
guys like win one round, and it's like,
yeah,
you
and
know,
that was the sole reason why Bruno Burnett wasn't kept, because of that series. I mean, the Capital series we should have been eliminated, but it happens. But yeah, to go from that to winning that series in 6 games in overtime, to then get swept by the Lightning, and like it was bad. There was no adjustments. The power play was awful, and yeah, I think that's the main thing with the Leafs. And since this core came around with Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and Dubas had a lot to do with it. Um, I think that they fall in love with the aesthetic. Keith is one of those guys. Like everybody talks about him, like, oh, look at his record during the season. He's amazing. Yeah, no, his players are amazing.
yeah, look at who he has.
When
I
it's
mean, he
time
better
to
win.
adjust, yeah, when it's time to adjust or go into the playoffs and kick it up a notch, they don't. They play the same. The season translates to the playoffs for them the same. They don't adjust. They don't hit you more. They don't get more physical. And I think Treliving is just trying to get guys that can maybe annoy you, um, and maybe be more physical. But I think they should have started over with a new coach. Maybe there was no one available that they wanted, and they re-signed Keith, even though I think it's 2 years, but I think they can just let him go after next year. But yeah, I think the Leafs and the Lightning are the two teams to watch, and the Bruins as well. Although I'm kind of coming around to the Bruins. I think the Bruins will be okay.
I think they're going to be better than people think because of that.
Yeah,
They have established a good culture and core, and they have enough talent to compete, and they have good goaltending. I think it's just again the Maple Leaf fans and the writers and everyone else around it that's picking them to win. It's like minimizing the fact that the Bruins are going to go down again, the Panthers can repeat, the Lightning are less deep. Buffalo's not there yet. Ottawa, they keep talking about Ottawa, but they really are mocking Ottawa like these young guys who don't win. And I'm like, you guys haven't won anything, and their guys are just starting to come online. And I've seen the preseason that Senators might like. It's crazy to say, but if the Senators play to their potential, they could actually get more points than the Leafs this season. I mean, that's how crazy I think it could get. But We'll see, man.
Hot
We'll see.
take.
That's a hot take. It's a hot take, but some teams make that leap. I mean, look at the Sabres. They went from stinking in 2 years to like, oh my God, they can score on anybody. We saw the Panthers all of a sudden really come online and go on a run. And we just see this, and Treliving, like he's a good experienced GM, but also like he didn't win anything with Calgary. Come on,
Yeah.
like let's also be real. Like he got smashed by the Oilers. His moves to me are a little bit questionable. Like he added a bunch of guys. He's not building an actual team of culture the way that Cito tried to do over the last 3 years. He, to my mind, first year needed to get names in to get the fans buy-in with Bertuzzi and Domi, like get them excited. It's like, look over there. But all the same, like the defense, the goaltending, the lack of actual like forechecking and actual like, they're gonna get goals. Like that's what the fans want to see, and he's giving them that. And then he's buying himself another year, but I don't see a plan, man. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Any other team you want to crap on?
No, man. And if I'm wrong, I don't care. Like it's just whatever. I will hit them until they change their tune, and give respect to other teams more. But anyway, I'm gonna watch him. Should be fun. Can't wait to play him opening night at home. Not opening night for the season, but at home or home opener.
Yeah, that's true. We'll
do a reaction to that for sure.
We're gonna raise the banner with them
in their face.
Whatever, we'll take it. President's Trophy the year before, and then we got the the Eastern
Conference champs, man.
Banner, man. I'll take it, man. Get as many banners. Eventually,
easy.
A cup is gonna get.
That was?
No, dude. Even winning the President's Trophy, like you should celebrate that. Yeah, you lose, you lose. Look at the Bruins and look at us.
Hell of a season they put on, yeah.
But yeah, nothing to be ashamed of, man. Celebrate those victories. All right, we'll wrap it up there. We'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit like on the video, please. And leave us any comments. Go ahead and make fun of us, especially my brother. And
I can take it. My big-ass oversized Panthers hat. Yeah.
With that weird trucker hat and his over-the-top
trucker hat. Well, I don't know what it is. I just got it. It's nice. I like it. It's just big as hell.
The front's like...
Yeah, it's very big. It's like in your face. But it's good advertisement, I guess, for them.
All right, guys. Catch you next time.
Later.